Ha Long Bay is a small bay in the western part of the Gulf of Tonkin in the northeastern Sea of Vietnam, including the island waters of Ha Long City in Quang Ninh province. Being the center of a large area with more or less similar elements in geology, geomorphology, landscape, climate, and culture, with Bai Tu Long Bay to the northeast and Cat Ba archipelago to the southwest. Ha Long Bay is limited in an area of about 1,553 square kilometers, including 1,969 large and small islands, mostly limestone islands, of which the core area of the bay has an area of 335 square kilometers with a dense cluster of 775 islands. The history of the bay's limestone geological formation has gone through about 500 million years with very different paleogeographical circumstances, and the full karst evolution process has gone through over 20 million years with a combination of factors such as thick limestone layers, hot and humid climate, and slow tectonic uplift overall. The combination of environment, climate, geology, geomorphology, has made Ha Long Bay a gathering place of biodiversity, including tropical evergreen rainforest ecosystems and marine and coastal ecosystems with many sub-ecosystems. 17 endemic plant species and about 60 endemic animal species have been discovered among thousands of flora and fauna living in the bay. The results of research, archaeological and cultural exploration show the presence of prehistoric inhabitants in Ha Long Bay quite early, creating successive ancient cultural forms including Swa New culture around 18,000 to 7,000 years BC, Caibo culture around 7,000 to 5,000 years BC, and Ha Long culture around 3,500 to 5,000 years ago. The process of nation building and the tradition of defending the country of the Vietnamese people, throughout the historical journey, also affirmed the outpost position and cultural status of Ha Long Bay through the places whose names are associated with historical stories that are still passed down to this day, such as Bai Tho Mountain, Dau Go Cave, Bai Che, etc. Currently, Ha Long Bay is a dynamically developing area thanks to its existing conditions and advantages such as having great potential for tourism, scientific research, aquaculture, fishing, and waterway transportation for the Northeast Sea area of Vietnam in particular and the north of Vietnam in general. More than 500 years ago, in the poem Lo En Hap Van Don, Nguyen Tre first praised Ha Long Bay as a wonder of stone standing in the high sky. In 1962, the Ministry of Culture, Information, Vietnam, ranked Ha Long Bay as a national scenic relic and planned a protected area. In 1994, the core area of Ha Long Bay was recognized by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage for its aesthetic value, Criterion 7, and was re-recognized for the second time with its outstanding global geological geomorphological value, Criterion 8, in 2000. Along with Nha Trang Bay and Lang Co Bay of Vietnam, Ha Long Bay is one of 29 bays ranked by the world's most beautiful bays club and officially recognized in July 2003. Ha Long Bay, together with Cat Ba Island, forms one of the first 21 national tourist areas in Vietnam. Environment and climate. Ha Long Bay is an island region with a distinct climate of two seasons, hot and humid summers with temperatures of about 27 to 29 degrees Celsius and cold, dry winters with temperatures of 16 to 18 degrees Celsius. The average annual temperature ranges from 15 to 25 degrees Celsius. The rainfall in Ha Long Bay is around 2,000 mm, 2,200 mm 14, although there are documents detailing the rainfall as 1,680 mm, with about 300 mm in the hottest season of the year, from June to August, and less than 30 mm in the driest season of the year, from December to February of the following year. The tidal system in Ha Long Bay is very typical with a high tide of about 3.5-4 m/day. The salinity of the seawater in the bay ranges from 31 to 34.5 mt in the dry season, but in the rainy season, this level can be lower. The sea level in the bay is quite shallow, with a depth of only about 6 m to 10 m, and the islands do not retain surface water. Landscape. The world-recognized heritage area of Ha Long Bay, core area, covers an area of 434 square kilometers, like a triangle with three peaks, Dau Go Island, west, Ba Ham Lake, south, and Kong Tay Island, east, including 775 islands with many caves and beaches. The adjacent area, buffer zone, is a national scenic relic that has been ranked by the Ministry of Culture and Information of Vietnam since 1962. The terrain of Ha Long is islands and mountains interspersed with sea valleys, a salty land with mangroves growing and limestone islands with vertical cliffs, creating contrasting beauty, harmoniously combining and vividly displaying the elements, rock, water, and sky. Sea and islands. The islands in Ha Long Bay are of two types, limestone islands and schist islands, concentrated in two main areas, the southeast of Bai Tu Long Bay and the southwest of Ha Long Bay. According to statistics from the Ha Long Bay Management Board, out of a total of 1,969 islands in Ha Long Bay, there are 1,921 rocky islands, many of which are about 200 m high. This is the oldest image of the terrain with a geological tectonic age of 250 to 280 million years ago, the result of the process of uplift and down movement many times from the continent to the sea basin. The process of karst erosion and weathering almost completely created a unique Ha Long Bay, with thousands of islands. Rocks of various shapes and sizes protruding from the sea surface, in a small area of the bay. The area where the rocky islands with spectacular scenery and many beautiful caves are concentrated is the central area of Ha Long Bay Natural Heritage, including most of Ha Long Bay, core area, part of Bai Tu Long Bay and Lan Ha Bay in Cat Ba Archipelago, buffer area. Famous caves. Tien Kung Cave. Tien Kung Cave, the most impressive cave in Ha Long Bay. Currently, Tien Kung Cave is one of the most beautiful caves in the mining land with an impressive spacious area of up to 10,000 square meters. In addition, the cave also has a hierarchical structure with many levels, many compartments with high and wide ceilings, walls, and a system of limestone stalactites and stalagmites of many interesting shapes. The path leading to the cave is on a steep cliff with trees covering both sides. To reach the cave, you have to squeeze through a narrow gap and then the cave door will suddenly open with a space above a quadrilateral with a length of 130 m. Because of its impressive spacious area and impressive limestone stalactite system, Ha Long Bay still has countless other famous caves such as Sung Sot Cave, Ngak En Hien Cave, Trong Cave, and Trin Nu Cave, Dau Go Cave, Luang Cave, Tam Kung Cave, etc. Tien Kung Cave is still honored to be the most beautiful cave in this bay. People even favor it so much that they compare Tien Kung Cave to the Palace of Heaven on Earth. Currently, if you intend to visit Tien Kung Cave on your journey to explore Ha Long, you need to buy tickets for tour route number 1, including Tien Kung Cave, Dau Go Cave, Han Cho Da, Hang Ba Hang, Han Din Huang, Han Trong Mai and boat tickets with a total price of 295,000 VND/person. In addition, the individual ticket price is 145,000 VND/person, while the boat ticket price is 150,000 VND/person. To visit Tien Kung Cave, you can go by boat combined with the journey to explore other places in Ha Long Bay. About Ha Long Bay, hear about the legend of Tien Kung Cave. If you have the opportunity to explore Tien Kung Cave, one of the most beautiful caves in the mining land, you will also hear about the legend related to the Palace of Heaven on Earth. Legend has it that, in ancient times, after the Dragon King helped the people fight the enemy, he returned to his cave. That year, when the weather was very dry, the people fell into a state of crop failure and constant hunger. At this time, they asked for the Dragon King's help, hoping that he would make rain to save the people from this disaster. At that time, many people had come to the cave of the king but unfortunately they had no chance to return. Seeing that, a young couple, regardless of hardship and danger, determined to set out to find the Dragon King. Luckily, after returning from the trip, the couple gave birth to a daughter, and they named her May. When May grew up, her beauty made the Dragon Prince flutter. Their love blossomed and ended with a grand wedding held for 7 days and 7 nights in the center of the cave. To celebrate the wedding of the young couple, dragons flew around the cave, sometimes appearing and disappearing among the stalactites, and together with baby elephants, 2 lions danced happily. In addition, the wedding also had the presence of a large python crawling around an ancient banyan tree, while an eagle spread its wings high in the sky. More specifically, the wedding also had the presence of Nam Tao and Bacdau, making it even more fun and bustling. Today, when you come to Tien Kung Cave, you will easily see images of a grand wedding in the past carved on the cliffs of this cave. Coming to Tien Kung Cave, you will definitely be overwhelmed by the system of stalactites and stalagmites in myriad shapes like brilliant crystal chandeliers. In the third compartment of the cave are ponds of different sizes. Legend has it that this is where May bathed her 100 children in the past. Photo, Abner Sesteri. After reaching the first compartment of Tien Kung Cave, you will easily see a giant painting on the cave wall. The sculptures in Tien Kung Cave, whether massive or small, are all meticulously and carefully crafted by the hands of nature. If you look to the east, it is a giant painting with vivid images of characters in ancient stories. The fairies and animals in folk beliefs now appear vividly with soft, delicate lines carved down to the smallest detail. Meanwhile, on the northern cave wall is the image of fairies singing and dancing gracefully, celebrating the wedding of the dragon prince and the beautiful May. Above the vaulted ceiling is a system of stalactites hanging down like a unique crystal chandelier. The high vaulted ceiling system with impressive hanging stalactites. Photo, Abner Sesteri. The mysterious and magical scenery of Tien Kung Cave makes many people reluctant to leave. The second compartment of Tien Kung Cave, the central area with the most magnificent scenery. After finishing the tour of the first compartment of the cave, continue moving a bit and you will reach the second compartment, which is also the central area of the cave with stunningly magnificent scenery. Here, you will admire the 4 pillars with large sizes, diverse shapes, and mysterious carvings from the base to the top. At this time, you will see somewhere the living scene of the people in the past, of flowers, birds, etc. Meanwhile, below the cave dome is a system of stalactites hanging down like a magnificent curtain woven by Mother Nature. In addition, on the top of the cave wall is still the image of fairies dancing and singing in the past. In particular, during the exploration of the central compartment of the cave, you will seem to hear the bustling drumbeats of the wedding ceremony. In fact, it is just the sound of the wind blowing through the rocks, but it is still strangely melodious and chirping. The second compartment is also one of the most popular places for people to take photos and check in Ha Long. There is a tunnel leading outside at the end of the cave with light shining in from outside. The third compartment with a vivid fairyland scene. The third compartment in Tien Kung Cave is a fairyland on Earth with a dim space, reflecting the beautiful stone blocks. In addition, in this compartment there are also clear ponds with murmuring water flowing all year round. Legend has it that these ponds were the place where May used to bathe her 100 children. The path inside the cave is relatively easy to walk, so you can feel secure in your journey to explore the largest cave in the mining land. The stalactite system with a high dome-shaped ceiling has always been one of the highlights of Tien Kung Cave. Things to note if you intend to explore Tien Kung Cave. Tien Kung Cave belongs to the Ha Long Bay Scenic Complex, so you can rent a boat to visit the cave or go on tour number 1 to fully explore the beauty of this place. The road leading to the cave is cool and has trees, but you should still bring a thin jacket to avoid insect bites. The light in the cave is a bit weak, so if you want to take pictures, you should choose corners with lots of lights, usually in the central compartment of the cave. In addition, at the end of the cave there is a small sky gate with sunlight shining down, which will definitely help you get an impressive frame. Sung Sot Cave. What is inside Sung Sot Cave that makes everyone amazed? Sung Sot Cave, with its majestic natural beauty, is one of the most beautiful caves in Ha Long Bay. This is considered a masterpiece carved by the hands of nature with beautiful lines that make anyone who sets foot here for the first time amazed and amazed. Sung Sot Cave is located on Bo Han Island, along with Luang Cave and Trin Nu Cave, and is one of the most beautiful caves in Ha Long Bay. With its majestic and unique beauty, this famous cave has been recognized by UNESCO as a World Cultural Heritage. This is considered one of the extremely attractive places for tourists to visit because of the beautiful scenery inside the cave. From Bai Tu Wharf, visitors only need to travel by boat about 14 kilometers south to reach Sung Sot Cave. After setting foot on Bohan Island, climb 50 high stone steps through the dense forest canopy to reach the cave entrance. Along the 800 m long stone path, visitors will be able to see an extremely strange world inside the 12,200 square meters cave. The scenery is both magical and enchanting, with countless stalactites of various strange shapes. Beautiful like a work of art carved by the hands of nature. Surely it will not disappoint you when you have traveled quite a distance to set foot here. Origin of the name Sung Sot Cave. Sung Sot Cave was first discovered by the French in 1901. It was because of the beauty and majesty of the cave that made many people amazed and decided to name the cave La Grotte des Surprises, Amazing Cave. However, it was not until 40 years later that this name spread and became more widely known. 1 year before UNESCO recognized the core area of Ha Long Bay as a World Natural Heritage, Sung Sot Cave began to welcome the first visitors. The cave is also regularly listed by CNN Travel magazine as one of the 7 most beautiful caves in Vietnam. The majestic beauty of Sung Sot Cave. Located in the central area of Ha Long Bay World Heritage, Sung Sot Cave is one of the most beautiful and spacious caves in Ha Long Bay. With a total area of over 10,000 square meters, this place is likened to an opera house in the middle of the ocean, with thousands of stalactites and stalagmites with unique shapes that cannot be found anywhere else. One of the special features of Sung Sot Cave is its contrasting beauty. Just step through the small, narrow cave entrance and you will arrive at a large cave with countless beautiful, shimmering stalactites. This contrast makes many tourists amazed, beyond human imagination. Just passing through a small rock crevice, you will feel like you have entered a mysterious, magical, and beautiful world. At an altitude of about 25 meters above sea level, the cave consists of 2 main compartments with their own magnificent and attractive beauty. The first compartment is about 30 meters high, considered a waiting room before entering the second compartment. Visitors will follow a narrow stone path with the support of light from low street lamps that are both directional markers and decorative and illuminating objects. The cave is divided into 2 compartments, creating spacious auditoriums. Both sides of the path are decorated with lighting columns, enhancing the magical beauty of this landscape. The second compartment opens up a completely different scene. The cave is immense, able to accommodate thousands of people at the same time. Going deeper inside, rocks with many unique shapes such as Saint Jung, sword, elephant stone statue, seal, gradually appear along the path, bringing excitement. Not only possessing natural beauty, Sung Sot Cave also attracts tourists by mysterious legends and many stories between dreams and reality. Legend has it that after defeating the An invaders and successfully completing his noble mission, Tanjung rode the clouds to heaven, leaving the villagers with a sword and a precious horse to calm down and drive away evil spirits and demons. This is also the place where vestiges of the battle are preserved, with many small ponds and lakes around the cave that look like horse hoof prints. Following the trail inside the cave to the exit, visitors are even more surprised when they get lost in the picturesque royal garden. From the small, clear lake, the charming water scenery and the green plants and trees seem to add vitality to this place. Sometimes, you can hear the sound of monkeys often coming down here to look for fruits, making the vast space noisy. The majestic scenery of Sung Sot Cave is one of the reasons why people in Ha Long Bay can confidently affirm that this land is not only beautiful because of its majestic natural landscape but also because it possesses mysterious and magical caves that nature has bestowed upon it. Surely this is a place you cannot miss if you have visited Ha Long Bay. Experience of visiting Sung Sot Cave. To visit Sung Sot Cave, you have to climb up high and rugged stone steps that are quite tiring. Therefore, you should consider bringing a few things. The lighter the backpack, the better to have the strength to explore the cave. Don't miss some useful tips to help your trip go more smoothly below. Bring mosquito repellent or insect repellent and use it before going to the island to visit. Because this is a river area, mosquitoes are quite poisonous. It can cause itching or affect your health and mood throughout the trip. The road is quite rough, with many slippery sections, so you need to prepare a pair of shoes that can climb on different terrains. Prioritize comfortable shoes that are easy to move around without being too restrictive. Bring a spare flashlight to use in special cases even though the cave is lit up with lights. Plus boat rental fee. 200,000 VND/person/. Plus boat rental fee, 3 million VND, 5 million VND/boat. Plus fee for meals on the boat, about 150,000 VND, 250,000 VND/person. In addition, there are service fees or separate shopping fees, so you need to bring about 640,000 VND, 740,000 VND/person when you want to visit Sung Sot Cave.